Okay, let's be honest. The words final presentation, they can send a little shiver down your spine, right? It just feels like this huge, high-stakes test where everything is on the line. But what if we could totally reframe that? What if we could turn all that pressure into a genuine moment of connection? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
Seriously, let that question sink in for a second. Imagine walking into that room, not to be judged, but just to share something you find valuable with a bunch of interested people. People who are on your side. That single mental shift, it's the foundation for everything we're about to cover. And trust me, it's a total game changer.
So, how do we actually make that happen? Well, it all starts with building a rock-solid foundation. And no, this is not about cramming the night before. This is about a smart, strategic final review. This is where real, unshakable confidence comes from.
And this is a huge distinction. Memorizing a script is fragile. It's like a house of cards, you know? One tough question, one little tech glitch, and the whole thing can just fall apart. But when you internalize the material, well, that means you understand it so deeply that you can talk about it from any angle, no matter what gets thrown your way.
So how do we get to that point of internalizing? It's actually a pretty simple three-step process. First up, identify your key take-home points. If your audience only remembers, say, 3 things from your talk, what do you want them to be? Step 2, simplify your language. Ditch all the jargon. Seriously, explain it like you would to a smart friend over coffee. And third, internalize the narrative flow. Understand the story you're telling, from the beginning to the end, so it just feels like a natural progression.
All right, now for a huge source of anxiety for pretty much any presentation, the fear of what might go wrong. But what if we could just flip that script? Proactively planning for issues doesn't invite disaster, it builds a safety net. It's what lets you present with real poise and confidence.
And look, the plans themselves can be incredibly simple. For example, if you're worried about getting a really tough question, just have a go-to phrase ready. Something like, that's a great point. That buys you a moment to think. That's all you need. Afraid your slides won't work? Keep a PDF backup handy. Worried about running out of time? Know in advance which points are absolutely essential and which ones you can cut if you need to. These little preparations make a massive difference.
Okay, so we've built our foundation, we've got our safety net. Now for the most important part. This is the secret sauce. It's the mindset you bring with you into the room. This is where we really shift from a stiff, rigid presentation into a dynamic conversation. And it all comes down to building a friendly rapport.
This I'm your friend approach, it completely changes your whole objective. Your goal is no longer to prove how smart you are or to impress everyone. Nope. Instead, you're a helpful guide, a collaborator. Your only job is to help the audience understand something valuable. You are fundamentally on their side, on their team.
The difference in how this feels, it's night and day. That old adversarial view is absolutely exhausting. It's me versus them. It's this performance driven by a fear of being judged. But the friendly rapport approach, that transforms the whole dynamic into us together. Your purpose shifts from performing to helping, and the goal becomes connection. And you know what? When your goal is just to help, that pressure to be perfect, it just kind of melts away. So let's just pause on this one idea for a moment. This isn't just some little presentation tactic. It's a core shift in your role. When you truly see yourself as a friend in that room, just helping people with something you care about, your body language, your tone of voice, your entire delivery, it all changes completely naturally. It is the simplest and at the same time, the most powerful shift you can possibly make.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's put all these pieces together. Mastering that final presentation isn't about some secret trick. It's really about a clear, 3-part strategy that absolutely anyone can put into practice.
It really all boils down to this 3-step flow. First, you review to truly internalize your material, not just memorize it. Second, you prepare for potential issues to build poise instead of just having fear. And finally, you shift your mindset to connect with your audience as a collaborator, as a friend. These 3 steps, they work together to completely transform the entire experience for you and for them.
And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with. This isn't just theory, it's a practical approach you can use tomorrow. So think about it. What is one small thing you can do to turn your next presentation from a performance into a genuine conversation?